Welcome back, everyone. Something a little special today for you all. 1978 Honda CX500. This bike is older than me. Might not look it, but this bike is 46 years old. Still going strong, never misses a beat, completely reliable. Honda. Let's get on the driveway and take a little look around it. Come on. Brum, brum, brum. Not too heavy. Brum, 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 brum. Dun, dun, dun. The Honda CX500. I personally think it's a good looking bike. Some say they're not very good looking, but each their own. So a few fun facts for you lot out there. When they first launched this bike, they used the slogan, "First into the future." Why? Because it was the first V-twin ever produced. It was the first V-twin liquid-cooled shaft-driven ever made, and the first bike to have tubeless tyres from Honda. And also, you can tell it's a 78 bike because you see these, what I call these rim protectors, or some sort of rim protectors, these little Honda, see them? They only come in this year, 1978. They didn't use them in 1979. And in the 78, this was round. In the 79, they went rectangle. And again, the 78 had silver levers, whereas the 79 had black levers. Also, the engine is at 80 degrees. And the cylinders there are at 22 degrees. This helps keeps the carbs tucked away and the exhaust can come away from the radiator. It's quite a clever design, really. Some people don't like the look of that engine. They say it's like a compressor, but I've seen worse. I've seen better. Obviously shaft driven. Considering the age of it, I still think it's pretty tidy. Just needs a good clean, to be honest, but this bike can sit in the garage for 10, 11 months. You'll go back to it and it will still start the first time. Don't have it on no trickle charge or nothing like that. She just fires straight up. Let's have a look, see if she'll fire up. Probably won't fire up now, on my luck. 22,000 miles. Just prove it is cold. Ooh, how am I joking? Dead cold. Ready? On the button. There you go. Starts first time every time. And the joys of these old bikes, a lot of them come with the old centre stand, so you can put them on that and work on the engine yourself. They're a very simple engine to work on as well. We did get the tank painted a few years ago. We painted the tank about 3 or 4 years ago, because when we bought the bike, someone took a rattle can to it and it's like a horrible satin finish. But we took this to our local body shop, said come on, make it right. So they put the decals on. And anything we couldn't do, I don't think we could get the new Honda ones, but they cleaned up alright. And we painted the side panels as well. We put the wind deflector on. And also the original little fairing there, when it was launched, it got the nickname the plastic maggot. I don't know why, it just did. But overall, some say it's not a very good looking bike. I think it's a good looking bike myself. Let's take it on the road and see how she rides. Come on. Look at her go, she still got it. So when this bike was made, it had 48 horsepower. I don't know why I didn't give it an extra 2 horsepower and call it 50, because 50 horsepower just sounds better. But to be honest, it's 46 years old and probably got about 30 horsepower now. But this bike isn't about the power, it's about the riding experience. As soon as I jumped on this bike, I thought, oh God, this clutch is a bit heavy. But it's because you're used to hydraulic clutches nowadays, which is so easy, you can use one finger on them. Whereas this one's a cable clutch, you really got to squeeze it in. But I don't mind that at all, because it's all part of the riding experience. She loves to lean as well, this one. She'd lean as far over as you want to go. But that was far enough for me. I don't like leaning too much. I always worry you're going to kick out and you'll be on the floor before you know it. So this bike isn't your usual overhead cams. It's a push rod engine. Obviously you all know it's shaft driven, and it kind of just pushes you along the road rather than pulls you along the road. And the seating height on this is fantastic. It's a bit like an adventure bike I done recently. You can see all over the hedges, very comfortable. Gearing is a bit short gearing range on these ones. You soon get through all the gears. I kept finding myself going for another gear, but there's nothing there obviously. I personally like a gear selector on my bikes. I like to know what gear I'm in. So if I do end up having this bike in the collection later on, I might put a gear selector on it. And you'll never get bored of the sound of that V-twin. When you're following that bike, it's like two little machine guns going off either side of the bike. I absolutely love the sound of a V-twin. Just pulls you along up the hill. That wind deflector has made all the difference. You used to get quite a lot of wind hitting you right in the helmet. Well, we chucked that on, and now you don't feel nothing. It's a very enjoyable ride, and the suspension is great. You don't feel no bumps in the road. The seat, these old school seats, are so comfortable. They're so big. You'll sit on that all day long, plodding along about 60 miles an hour. You wouldn't want to go no faster than 60 on this bike. It's the wrong sort of bike anyway. This is for like a nice slow ride, taking the views in and enjoying yourself. I also like how big everything is, like the gear lever, the clutch lever. They're nice and big, they're solid. The indicator switch is big. The only thing I found myself doing was putting the indicator on, and then obviously I thought it might self-cancellate, but it doesn't, and I was pushing it back in like you do on a normal bike to cancel it, but you don't do that on this sort of bike. You just slide it back to the left into the middle. But it's just older bikes, they're built different. I think they're built better myself. But enjoy the rest of the video. First things first, guys, it's getting a bit cold doing motorbikes now. Yes, the sun's out, but it's about 5 degrees today, so this could be the last bike review of the year. I have to get back in cars, I think. But this old girl, I love riding this bike. You can sit on this all day long. It never misses a beat. Yes, it's not very fast. The brakes are a bit rubbish compared to new bikes, but there's no rider aid, no ABS or none of that. Just you and the machine. You ride along, you feel everything. And it's just like you're floating everywhere. It's so nice and smooth. The suspension is fantastic on these old bikes, and you've got a good sized seat. So if you want to take their wife out, it's got loads of room there, and having a top box is so handy. Usually when I do bike reviews, I come up here, I put a rucksack on, put all my stuff in there. No rucksack today. Loads of room in there. Even fit your helmet in there. So great bike. If you can get one, definitely get one, because a lot of them got chopped and made into trikes and stuff like that. And all the courage used to buy them because they're reliable, cheap, you can work on them yourself. So good bike, but let's get out to the garage where it's a bit warmer. What a fantastic bike. Yes, it's like me, a little bit old, a little bit rusty, but it go forever. I'm going to give more a quick clean now and probably put my way for the winter. It's getting too cold now. I'll keep the car reviews coming over the next few months. Then when the spring comes, we'll get some new bikes in. Thanks for watching. If you like these little videos, please subscribe, give them a thumbs up, and follow me on Instagram. I'll catch you on the next one. Ta-da!